Hello, New Life Church. My name is Tim Clay. My wife Alex and I are the youth pastors at our Greenbrier campus over grades 5th through 12th, and I am so honored that I'm able to encourage you all today, especially within our David series. So let's just jump into it. 2 Samuel 19, that is where we're at within this. And if you need caught up, here's what's going on. Absalom, the son of David, was just killed. Now, David's not in a good place. I mean, this is the same son who had started a conspiracy, started a rebellion against his father, and was now murdered, was now killed. And so again, David's not in a good spot. So now David's supporters and his troops are coming back, and now they suddenly feel shame because of how David feels. You see, as harsh as it may sound, David is mourning so much that he is losing his perspective. Now, I don't know about you, but I know that I've definitely been there. A time where I was in such a great state of grief and mourning and just so confused and frustrated that I had lost my perspective. I had lost my perspective of God and the things of God. You see, as Christians, we have a unique perspective, not just on the things that are seen, but also the things unseen as well. You see, David was falling into a bad habit that I think a lot of us fall into at one time or another. David was allowing his feelings to master him instead of him mastering his feelings. So now Joab is trying to snap him out of it, trying to get him to realize that, saying, hey, you're still a king. These men, myself included, Joab was one of the men who killed Absalom, saying, I risked my life for you, and if you don't go out there and support these troops, you will have no one. So David does the wise thing. He stands up, he accepts Joab's rebuke, and sits at the gate. Now, I guarantee you, David didn't feel like it, but David let what he knew was right to override what he felt. Again, God isn't against feelings, but they were never meant to master us. So the kingdom is in disarray. There were, a mixture of supporters of Absalom within the tribes of Judah. And everyone's also just trying to figure out, do we want David to be our king anymore? And David is not the kind of king who's going to force his reign over these people, over his people. He wanted their hearts to be ready for that. And the same thing goes for God. God is not going to force his reign over our life. That is something that we welcome for ourselves. So by the time that we get back to verse 18, David is welcomed back. The people, his people, were given time for their hearts to be swayed, and now he is being welcomed back by thousands of his people, as well as men like Shemel and Mephibosheth and Barzillai. Men who cursed the name of David, or at least had bitterness against him. Men who were spreading rumors, or he was clearing up confusion among these men, or he was honoring them as well. It was Shemel who he was forgiving for what he had said about and against David. Mephibosheth, the grandson of King Saul, was coming down, and he was clearing up rumors with him in verses 24 through 30. And then he was honoring Barzillai, who in verses 31 through 40 helped King David flee. Now, I think we just need to pause for a moment. Do you remember where David was at the beginning of this chapter? He was in a great state of mourning, to the point where, Joab had to get a little harsh, but he had to get the point across. And now he is confronting men who hated him. He is taking the time to sort through some stuff and finding time to find joy to honor men like Barzillai. David was secure. I think the reason why he was able to do all these things because he was secure in the fact that God had him right where he needed him to be. And I want to encourage you today, wherever you're at, whatever you have done, I have no doubt that you've gone through something. Big or small, we all have something or have done something, experienced something that has gotten us to possibly, I say possibly, to a state like David. Now, I've never experienced what David experienced exactly, where his son has risen up to try to take his throne and try to kill him. I've never experienced that. However, I have had a time where I let my feelings conquer me. I have. And I needed the rest and assurance put back into that security and that perspective of the things of God. So today, don't allow your feelings to master you. With God's help, you have the ability to master your feelings instead. Even if you have let your feelings master you, and maybe some people got hurt along the way, look to this story as comfort and as confidence, as a reminder that just within the story of David, like he had allowed his people to heal, you've got to allow those people to heal as well, just as much as you need to as well. Listen, maybe you feel like people don't believe in you, but I believe in you. I'm so thankful for you. I love you. I have a lot of people who feel the exact same way at New Life Church. So have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.